Welcome to the Virtual College Fair for all Virginia students, sponsored by the Virginia Association of Collegiate Registrars and Admissions Counselors and StriveScan. Thank you for joining us. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are off so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of many different sessions happening, so be sure to check out the full schedule at strivescan.com/Virginia. This presentation is being recorded and will be available within about a week at that same website, strivescan.com/Virginia. And now I'd like to turn it over to our first presenter from the University of Oregon.
All right. Perfect. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us to get started on the University of Oregon. We'll go through some slides here to give you some background. So the University of Oregon has around 23,000 total students on our campus, with just under 19,000 that are undergraduate students. Our students are coming from all 50 states across the country and almost 100 different countries across the world. So you can see on this map, the greener the state, the more students that are coming from that area. So we do have quite a few coming from the East Coast out to Oregon. Our campus is located across 295 acres. It's a medium-sized institution, so you can walk from one end of campus to the other in about 15-20 minutes. Our campus is right next to Eugene, the city, and so we have a lot of options on and off campus for students. For folks who aren't super familiar with our geography out here, we are located where this yellow O is here. About a 2-hour drive to Portland, about an hour drive to the Cascade Mountains, an hour out to the Pacific Ocean, and about 3.5 hours to the California border. So we're really centrally located. Eugene has about 250,000 people in the Eugene metro area. And so with that, there's gonna be a lot of things to do on and off campus. And again, you do have our largest city, Portland, just 2 hours away, and then Eugene being the second largest city in Oregon. We are a Tier 1 research university, so with that, our students are heavily involved in research. You can start doing this as early as your first term on campus, and about 75% of students will engage in research while they're on our campus. So something that's great with that is we often think of research happening in just the sciences, and our students are doing that across all areas. So although we do have a lot of research in the sciences, we have students who are doing comic studies and researching women in comics over time. We have folks who are doing motion sensor labs and kind of wearing those green suits and measuring body kind of proximity and movements. And so just know that there is research that's happening in all areas and students can get involved in that early on. We have around 240 different majors, minors, and concentrations that you can study at the University of Oregon. And a majority of our students will come in undecided. So that's totally fine. You can switch your major as much as you need to throughout your time here. There are a few majors that require separate applications, like architecture, music and dance has an audition process as well. But some of our popular majors are things like business, political science. We have the only public law school in the state of Oregon. So if you're thinking you want to go into law, that's a popular one. Architecture and design programs are also heavily requested from our students. And so you have a wide variety of things to major in and have additional minors and concentrations as well. On and off campus, there's going to be a lot to do as well. So we have over 300 student organizations, everything from fraternity and sorority life, different interest-based organizations. If you're interested in chess club, we have our Allen Hall advertising club. So there are some that are related to majors, others that are solely interest-based. Our students are really involved in club sports as well as intramural. So if you want to play sports with other students for fun on campus, you can do that. And then we do have Division I athletics. And so our students are also involved in the school spirit that comes with that. We have our walk to Autzen, where students walk over a footbridge that is over a river. And so they say over the river and through the woods to Autzen we go. So there's a lot of school spirit on our campus. And when we look at the top employers of our students here, we have quite a few of these companies on the West Coast. And so our students will go and complete internships and get jobs at places like Adidas, Amazon, Apple, Facebook. One that I really like to highlight, we had a student who did an internship with Marvel Comics. And so if you're thinking you might want to do something like that with arts and technology, that's an option. Students are interning at the Library of Congress. And so you have a wide variety of ducks across the country to connect with. And when you're thinking about applying to the University of Oregon, we do a holistic review process. So we're looking at the criteria like grade point average, grade trend, your courses, your senior year schedule, any activities, work, volunteering that you're doing, and your personal statements as well. And so we really encourage students to maximize this area. We don't have minimums or cutoffs. And so this is really your time to shine. We are test optional this year. So students are not required to submit test scores. You're not penalized if you don't submit them. Students with test scores are not admitted at a higher rate or anything. So just know that you don't have to have those test scores available and sent to us unless you'd like to. We have some deadlines to keep in mind for your senior year. So we have early action starting November 1, and that will give students a decision by December 15. So our early action is non-binding, and the only advantage to applying in early action is that you have a response from us sooner rather than later. Our other deadline is January 15, and you'll have a response from us by April 1st. And so with that, we also encourage students to have all of their updated documents into us by February 15th. And then May 1st is that national decision day that you will have, and you'll let schools and colleges know when you're planning to attend. So these are some dates to keep in mind. And then next steps for folks, explore the University of Oregon. We have our virtual events that are coming up. So this virtual.uoregon page will take you there, and you can see a campus tour that our students have recorded. We have a 360 experience. We also will have our duck preview days. And so we really encourage you to explore and connect with us through the different means that you have available. And then this is my contact information for any students who might have questions, or if you want to schedule a Zoom or a phone call later on. I'm always happy to meet with you and connect. And so please feel free to reach out if you do have lingering questions. All right, thank you so much.
Thank you. Next, we will be hearing from Drexel University.
All right, good evening, everyone. My name is Kevin Murray, and I am an admissions counselor here at Drexel University. I'm also an alum of the university. I graduated in 2015. I'm also joined today by one of my colleagues, Christy Ruggieri, who's hanging out in the Q&A box, a fellow alum of mine as well. We're here to answer any questions we can. Before I get started, I just want to say for all of my senior friends in the room, on behalf of all of the admissions counselors here, sorry that this is the way you're going through your college admissions process, but we're all here to help you make this process as seamless and as easy as possible. So hopefully you can leave today with a good piece of contact information for somebody at the school you're interested in and follow up for some more details later on down the line. So let's get started. Drexel University is a comprehensive R1 research university located in University City in Philadelphia. We're in a neighborhood with University of Pennsylvania, better known as Penn, and our neighbors down at the University of the Sciences, bringing together about 28,000 undergrads into a neighborhood that's about 25 square blocks. So what that means is we're like a little college town in the middle of the 6th largest city in the United States. It's a really amazing place to spend your undergraduate years. So a big high-level overview. The university is home to about 15,000 undergrads, so we're medium to large size depending on who you ask. And the students come from 46 states and over 120 different countries. They're spread out over 80 majors in 13 different colleges and academic units. Drexel started in its heart as an engineering institution over 130 years ago, but have expanded to include a wide variety of academic programs, including a really amazing studio art and College of Media Arts and Design, which I'll talk about in just a moment. Our median class size is just 19 students, giving students the opportunity to have really close relationships with their faculty members and fellow students. This is something that was really important to me as a Drexel student. All of our majors are housed within one of these colleges or academic units that you see in front of you. Drexel's big focus is on connecting your in-classroom academic learning experience with real-world experience in your field of study. We do that through a wide variety of things, whether that is our research designation and hands-on experience in the academic research realm on our campus or at some of the other universities in the Philadelphia region, whether that is through study abroad and going out and exploring the world, or if it's through our co-op program, which is the full-time work experience that is built into about 95% of Drexel students' curriculums. The idea of the co-op is that your in-classroom learning needs to cooperate with your world-class professional experiences that you can have as a part of this program. We've been doing it for over 100 years now, so we're pretty good at it. In a normal year, our job employment rate for co-op is about 98.6%. So all but about 70 Drexel students are receiving a co-op every year, and they're doing it at over 1,500 employers across the United States and across the world. These are 6-month full-time experiences for you to dive deep into your industry to figure out what you like or maybe what you don't like. I studied sport management at Drexel and figured out that wasn't the right path for me through our co-op program, which I think is even more important sometimes than figuring out what you do like. Making sure that when you walk across the stage at graduation and into that first day of your job after school, you're really happy with the decisions that you've made. In a 2018 survey of our graduates, 92% of those working full-time were satisfied with the positions. So not only are we graduating folks into jobs, we're graduating folks into jobs that they really like, which is something that we're really proud of. Here are a couple of examples of places where folks work, and a picture from our largest co-op employer, Comcast and NBC Universal, whose international headquarters are about 10 blocks from our campus here in Philadelphia. I like to talk about our co-op employers as having a really long tail. We have huge companies that hire many of our students for both co-ops and job placements post-graduation, but we also have tons of small companies that maybe you've never heard of before that give our students really amazing work experiences during their co-op placements. Drexel offers both 4- and 5-year curriculums, giving students the opportunity to explore 1 6-month co-op or up to 3 for a total of 18 months of full-time work experience. And we are in the quarter system, meaning that our quarters are 10 weeks long and they move quite quickly through our academic year, which is pretty exciting. We're a city within a city. Our campus is home to 350 plus clubs and student organizations, 40 fraternities and sororities, almost 60 club and intramural sports, and 18 Division I sports, and one of the best food truck scenes in the country. Me and my colleagues are really missing the amazing opportunities to eat on our campus now that we are here virtually and remote. All right, so how do you get here? Drexel's asking folks for a lot of the same things that many other places are asking for. We're asking you to complete an application through either the Common or the Coalition app. We are looking for your high school transcripts, an essay, 2 letters of recommendation, and maybe some supplemental materials depending upon the program that you're applying into. We are test optional, so you can choose whether or not to send test scores to us if you're graduating in the class of 2021. A huge piece of advice that I could give to you is to let the folks who are reading your application know who you are as a person. Figure out a way to show that to us through your activities list or through your essay, so we know who we're admitting to come join our community. You are not just a number, you are not just a grade point average or a test score. You are somebody who's going to go join a really vibrant, fun university community, and we really want to know who that is for you. Here is the contact information for both myself and my colleague, Christy. I am the admissions representative for the states of Virginia, Maryland, West Virginia, and the entire continent of Europe. So I'm happy to answer any questions for any folks beyond today, or if you'd like to schedule a time to chat one-on-one a little bit more about Drexel, I'm happy to do that too. Thank you all for joining us tonight. I'm happy to answer some more questions in the Q&A box. Have a good night.
Thank you so much. Next, we'll be hearing from the University of Colorado, Boulder.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Well, hello, my name is Brad Clough, and I'm the Senior Assistant Director of Admissions at CU. Great picture of our campus there. You can see who we are and where we're located. We're just about 30 miles north of Denver, right there at the foothills of the Flatirons. We are a large university, about 35,000 total students. 29,000 of those are undergraduates. A great visual of the size is basically everything that you're seeing there with a red roof is our campus. Like our friends at the University of Oregon that you heard about earlier, we do compete in the Pac-12 conference, so Division I athletics and the NCAA, lots of school spirit. You see our football stadium there right in the heart of campus. So you have a lot of buff spirit throughout our campus and the Boulder community as well. Not only are you joining the university community, but you're also joining one of the top 50 public institutions in the state or in the US. That comes along with a lot of resources at your disposal, including research. We are one of the members of the American Association of Universities, one of 63, as well as a Tier 1 research institution, lots of clubs and organizations, and a lot of ways for our students to collaborate both in the classroom and outside. We've also been named one of the top 25 colleges for students who want to change the world. That happens with the work that they're doing in the classroom, but also the impact they're having on society. The hallmark of our student body is that they really want to give back. They want to be that positive change that they're seeing in the world, and they're doing that in a variety of ways. And the university is supporting that mission of our students, whatever path that may lead. You'll also join the Boulder community. So everything that was surrounding those red roofs in the picture is the Boulder community, a strong relationship between Boulder and the university. So the city of Boulder really welcomes our students to be a strong part of the community, and the university really welcomes the Boulder community to be a part of the university as well. Not only do you have everything at your disposal in the city of Boulder, but again, Denver just 30 miles down the road, Every student gets a bus pass that takes them back and forth to Denver, out to the airport, to various parts of Boulder, and up to the ski resorts as well. So great opportunities for our students to really engage not only at the university, but to really make this their home away from home. At the university, we have 7 colleges, schools, or programs that students can graduate from, over 100 different majors, many more minors, certificate programs, or even concurrent bachelor's and master's programs. About 66% of our students have majors within the College of Arts and Sciences. So if you think about those natural sciences, social sciences, humanities, liberal arts, some fine arts programs. Most of our students who are on pre-med tracks, pre-law, any of those professional programs that they'll go to after their undergraduate careers, they often have their majors in the College of Arts and Sciences. We're probably most known for engineering and business. Both of those colleges are top 20 in the nation for public universities, really enhancing that hands-on experience, taking on the strengths of the city of Boulder with its tech community and business community. But that's not to say anything about those 4 at the bottom of the screen. Again, really maximizing the hands-on experiences of our students. And within these 7 colleges, schools, and programs, there's a lot of collaboration and flexibility that students can have those majors in one college, but explore another part of themselves in other parts of the university as well. One program that's not represented there is for a large group of students called Undecided. So our program in exploratory studies is specifically built for helping students find their path from their first year into one of these colleges, schools, and programs. You can actually apply to that program as a first-year student and work with an academic coach to find out what interests, what strengths, what weaknesses, what things that you might see yourself doing in the future, and how they may best align with one of the majors in these colleges, schools, and programs, and they'll help you find your pathway into those as well. Our students are very active on campus, taking advantage of over 300 plus days of sunshine that we have in the state of Colorado, taking advantage of obviously the environment, but also the other things that they are presented on our campus. Many are involved in undergraduate research. We have our undergraduate research opportunities program that will help connect students to faculty and staff who are doing research in their area of interest. We have students who want to study abroad. Many of you may have that interest, and obviously if the world opens up to us all again, and we hope that that will happen soon, we have over 400 programs in 65 different countries. Essentially at a university our size, there's probably a little something for everyone, and you can certainly find your space and your community, and even explore things that you never knew you were interested in before. A lot of things that our students take advantage of, again, in the Boulder community is the environment, and a big draw, especially for out-of-state students, is the state of Colorado itself. About 42% of our students come from outside of the state of Colorado, coming to enjoy everything that they can do right here in the state. Highlighted a couple of those. Chautauqua Park there is just about 15 minutes from campus, and that takes you on all the trailheads right into the mountains. If you are a skier or snowboarder, which is again a big draw for our students who come to campus, not only do you have access to Breckenridge, Vail, Aspen, just a few hours from campus, but you have Eldora, which is just 40 minutes from campus, so you can get those late afternoon or even early morning runs in even during the weekday. So how do you actually take advantage of all those great things that you can do on our campus and that academic experience? How you apply? We are on the Common Application. And so here's a list similar to many of the others that you're hearing, things that you'll submit as a part of that application to CU Boulder as we utilize that holistic review process, highlighting that we are test optional as well for this year. And really our theme for that is when in doubt, apply without. Really working to make sure that, again, not having a test score is not going to hinder you in the admission process at all. And again, like University of Oregon highlighted, students not without a test score won't be applying with a higher percentage. Application dates, November 15th is our early action, January 15th is regular decision, non-binding. You'll hear back on before February 1st. If you apply early action on before January 15th, you're gonna hear back on or before April 1st. And my contact information. So if you have any additional questions, please feel free to reach out to me.
Thank you. Just a reminder to please send in your Q&A questions at any point. Our presenters would love to answer them. And now we'll be hearing from George Mason University. You're still muted.
Hi, folks. Awesome. Thanks so much. From George Mason University, my name is Eva Bermesco. I am our Associate Director of Undergraduate Admissions. We are the largest public university in Virginia. So many of you online with us today may be familiar with us. So I will try to take us through this quickly. We are the largest public university in Virginia. Like some of my colleagues here right now, we are a Tier 1 research institution as well. When we say we're the largest, we have 25,000 undergrads, about 37,000 total patriots, and we are very global as well, as you can see with our representation from around the world. So what is it like to be a student at the largest public research university in the Commonwealth? Well, much like you've been hearing from some other similarly sized, similarly situated in other locations, universities tonight, we've got pretty much everything. So the only three things we really don't do at Mason are aerospace engineering, fashion design, and architecture. If you're looking for anything else, we are very likely to be able to offer that to you or offer you a combination of things that bring you to that same point. So we've got not only majors, but minors, concentrations, and you're seeing that note about accelerated masters. That's a way for you to be working towards both a bachelor's and a master's degree at the same time. So you get to those finish lines faster and with a bit of a savings as well. As a research institution, as a institution in the internship capital of the country, we offer lots of experiential learning opportunities. And as you can see from our average class size and student-teacher ratio, we behave like a much smaller university than we really are. So we might have a lot of students, but you won't be lost in a sea of other patriots. You're going to have those chances to get in a classroom, get to know your colleagues, your faculty. You know, they're the reason you're coming to work with us, and we want to make sure you always have access to those super cool and interesting people, whether those are your classmates or the people teaching you at the front of the room. So one of the reasons that we attract such interesting folks and faculty and students is our location. So we are right outside Washington, D.C. We are about 11 or so miles from the city, and we offer a Mason to Metro shuttle system. So you hop on the shuttle on campus, it brings you to the Metro, and then you just take a quick train ride to Capitol Hill, you're downtown. So we have students that make tons of use of this to get downtown for their internships. I have colleagues that live in the district and commute out to Fairfax daily using Mason to Metro. So the really nice thing about Mason is that you're on a traditional college campus. You can do the college student thing of getting up late and wearing your PJs to class. But when you want to put on the suit, you know, you can get downtown, get to Capitol Hill, get to, you know, wherever in the city, maybe it's K Street that you're having your internship. And a beautiful thing about being in the nation's capital, in the internship capital of the country during the semester, during the school year, is that you have beaten everybody else to the punch. So all these other students that come to DC to intern over the summer, you're already there. You're already in the internships that they are now applying for. And truthfully, internships that you can complete during the regular year, you know, the summer is usually people's slower times when people take their vacations. So if you can be in an office or at a company during their busiest time, your experience in your internship is probably going to be a little bit more interesting, a little bit more valuable. And if you're doing that internship alongside your coursework, both of those things are going to speak to one another, and you get more out of both. We are the most diverse university in Virginia, among the most diverse in the country. So if you know that a part of the college experience that you want is meeting people from around the world who have had different lives than you've had, different experiences, come from a different location of origin, faith of origin, you know, background, whatever that means, Mason's a place where that will simply just happen. And we also want to get you out into the world when it's safe to do that, and in the countries that will let us. So we have a very, very robust study abroad offering. Our basic premise is that if you want to be there and if you want to do a thing, we want to help you get there and do whatever that thing might be. So now that I've convinced you, you can apply to Mason using the Common App or the Mason application. No advantage to either of those, though if you're applying to more than one school that accepts the Common App, it will probably save you some time to use that one. Just like everyone else, we're going to look at your grades. We're a school, your students. We may have test scores from you. We may not. You might want to send those in to us. That's great. You might not want to. You don't have to. You may not have test scores this year because the world has gone crazy. That is all fine. No doors are closed to you if you apply score optional. If you are stressed or wondering if you should apply score optional, reach out to your admissions counselor in our office, or any of us, truthfully, and we will have a very frank and specific conversation about how your application will come in strongest, right? Our goal is to get you to a place of acceptance if we can help you do that, okay? It's not my job to keep you all out. We want to help you put together a strong package. We will see your essays. We will see letters of recommendation. We also have an honors college available to you, which you should look into if you like that small classroom, discussion-based, lots of options for the courses that you're taking, some nice wraparound advising and living opportunities as well. And if you're planning to be a performer at Mason, then definitely look at our College of Science requirements. These are our general admitted student statistics, but these are not the beginning and the end. So don't use these as fortune telling. This is useful forecasting. And as I said, no scores necessary, not for anything. Deadlines, shoot for November 1, scholarship consideration, early notification, honors college eligibility. And you'll hear from us mid-December. January 15th is your other option. We like to get your FAFSA as soon as you can as well. You can see all of our virtual offerings on our website. Check us out. We're doing the absolute most in the virtual space, and this is where you can reach us. So please reach out. We are here to help. We want you to have a positive experience, and I look forward to seeing your applications and hearing from you.
Thank you so much. Next, we'll be hearing from Lincoln Memorial University.
Hello, everyone. My name is Rachel Schott, and I myself am a graduate from Lincoln Memorial University. I love it. I have 2 degrees from here. I'm anxious to tell you all about it. We are located in East Tennessee, right in the corner there where Tennessee, Kentucky, and Virginia come together. So we are very proud of our historic area right in the mountains here of East Tennessee. Our total student population, just so you sort of get an idea, we're a private university, so we have no out-of-state tuition, and we have about 5,000 students, so we're on the smaller side compared from some of the other schools that you have seen so far tonight. We have about 3,000 graduate students, I'll tell you more about that in a second, and about 2,000 undergraduate students. So here are just some pictures of our beautiful campus. You can see the Cumberland Mountains back there in the background. We have a lot of first generation and Appalachian college students, I'm proud to say, here at the university. And we actually are in a very unique and historical spot. I just want to tell you briefly how we got our name. There's a hole in the mountains that was very strategic for the Union Army, and this location stayed loyal to Lincoln during the war, and he wanted to thank the people of Appalachia for staying loyal to him, and so he instructed one of his generals to begin an education process here in the mountains. So as you may know, Lincoln was very famous for creating log rails for fences very quickly with his big, long, strong arms. So his nickname is the Rail Splitters, and we are the Rail Splitters as well. So like I said, we are a private school, but we are not affiliated with any religion or have never been. As a matter of fact, our charter is based on the foundations of Lincoln's life. So we have a strong community service aspect to our school as well. Now, we have associate degrees. We have over 30 undergraduate degrees that are offered for students. Our top 5 is nursing, pre-med, biology. We have a lot of veterinary students. I'll tell you about more of that too later on. And we have 22 different sports here at LMU. We have just about every sport you can imagine. We don't have football, but we do have men and women's basketball, bowling, cross country, golf, lacrosse, soccer, men and women's wrestling, women's field hockey. We are proud to be a Division II school in the SAC. We're also very proud of our facilities. LMU has been here since 1897, but I thought I would show you a picture of a few of our newer buildings and facilities. On the upper right, that is our Valley of the Sports, where we have all of our sports practices. You also see our Lincoln Memorial University Rail Splitter Arena, and at the top is our new undergraduate vet building. Our student activity board is very active. On the right here, you see Knocker Ball. That's an activity that they do at least every year. I don't know if you've ever done it before. I highly recommend it. And I put the creepy picture of Mary Todd in there just to sort of explain our diversity of activities. We even have a paranormal club and a historic campus. That's what you need. So not only do we have paranormal club and tons of student activities, we also have a very strong Greek life here on the campus, as you can see as well. So I told you that I would mention a little bit about our graduate programs. So we have a lot of undergraduate students who come here, many of them as first generation college students, so that they can then pursue a professional degree. So one of those professional degrees is a Doctor of Veterinary Medicine. Our first class graduated in 2018. We have large animal, small animal vets, and a very strong pre-vet club. So if you come to LMU as a pre-vet student, you will have lots of interactions with the Doctor of Veterinary Medicine students as well. They do a lot of shelter visits and spay-neuter clinics and that sort of thing. So we're very proud of our DVM students. Nursing and the health sciences is definitely our strong suit. We have PA, DNP. We also have a Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine school here at Lincoln Memorial University, as well as optometry, physical therapy, occupational therapy. So if you think you want to go into the health sciences, we have lots of early admittance programs, and I could tell you more about all of those things when you get my information at the end. I'd be happy to talk to you about that. We're also proud, Lincoln was a lawyer, so we have also the Duncan School of Law, which is located in Knoxville, Tennessee. That's about 55 miles south of where we are here. So though the main campus here in Harrogate, where our undergraduate programs is nestled in the mountains, you're not too far away from Knoxville too. It's all the trappings of the big city that we all enjoy. Here on the main campus, we have more activities, hiking and horseback riding and things like that as well. So that's a little bit about our Duncan School of Law. As far as this is our tuition and room and board, I can tell you more about that later, of course. And please don't forget we're a private school, so we don't charge any out-of-state tuition. So though we are technically located in Tennessee, we're right on the border, Kentucky, Tennessee, and Virginia, and charge no out-of-state tuition for any student. So we also offer lots of inspirational academic scholarships as well. And you can apply online at our website, lmunet.edu. I just wanted to show a few pictures of our graduates here. We have an exercise science major, a nursing major, one of our doctors over there. We also have lots of hand-on experiences in wildlife with our campus backing up to the Cumberland Gap National Forest. There's lots of opportunity there for our wildlife and fisheries biology students, as well as our pre-med and pre-vet health students as well. Here's my contact information. You're welcome to visit the website and stop by anytime. We would love to meet you.
Thank you. Lastly, we'll be hearing from Xavier University. Just a reminder to please send in any Q&A questions now, since we're on our last institution.
Good evening. Thank you. I'm Erin Melody. I'm Xavier's Regional Recruitment Director for the Mid-Atlantic and your Admission and Financial Aid Counselor. Xavier is a Jesuit Catholic university. We're located in Cincinnati, which is in the southwest corner of Ohio. We have a metro population of just over 2 million people, and we are consistently ranked the top city for college graduates by Smart Asset. Thus, our students have wonderful opportunities to utilize the city as an extension of our campus, academically, socially, culturally, and professionally. Our 190-acre Park Lake campus is located within the city limits, approximately a 10-minute drive from the heart of downtown. Xavier is home to about 5,000 full-time undergraduate students, a medium-sized school with a personalized feel. We have a 12-to-1 student-to-faculty ratio and an average class size of 21. Those 5,000 students attend one of our 4 undergraduate colleges, which offer about 90 different programs, including our exploratory program, just in case you aren't quite sure about a major yet. And all students complete a core curriculum. The colleges are Arts and Sciences, our oldest, the Williams College of Business, which is AACSB accredited, the School of Professional Sciences, which is home to our education and sports study programs, and our School of Nursing, which is direct entry, and is housed in our newest building, the Health United building, better known as the Hub. The stat to note on this slide, the one of which we are most proud, our 98% success rate, which means within 6 months of graduation, our students are employed, enrolled full-time in graduate school, or participating in a long-term service commitment. How do we achieve this? Every student is assigned to a success team upon their arrival at Xavier. These 4 coaches, which you see listed on the slide, are there to be your support network, assist you in making the transition to college life, guide you to or in your major, connect you with mentors, internships, and research opportunities, keep you on track to graduate, hopefully in the 4 years, and successfully move on to the next phase of your life, again, be it career, graduate school, or long-term service. A Xavier student is an engaged student, as you can see from everything that's on this slide. Participating in things like study abroad, we have 75 locations on 6 continents. Honors programs, we have 5. Community service in Cincinnati and around the globe. And one of our 170 different clubs and organizations, things like In the Loop, which is a crochet club, 4 Paws for Ability, which raises service dogs, and Sneakers with Soul, which provides kicks to kids. In the middle of campus, you'll find the Cintas Center, home of Xavier basketball, where student tickets are free. Our extreme fans camp out for best seating at big games. Xavier is a true community, and I hope you see that from, again, everything that's offered here. As our mascot, the Musketeer, would say, all for one and one for all. A few quick facts about the class of 2024. They arrived in August. 55% of them came from outside the state of Ohio. There are about 1,300 members of the class, and 23% of them identify as students of color. 19% are first generation, and they represent about 18 different religious backgrounds. Just to note, we are a residential campus. We do have housing. It is required and guaranteed for the first 2 years. Overall, about 90% of our student body live either on campus or within a 5-block radius with off-campus housing. You can have a car on campus all 4 years, and although you don't have to have a car, there is easy access to the city for amenities, to get downtown for your internships, public transportation, rideshare, and odds are you'll know somebody soon enough that does have a car. The nuts and bolts, the good stuff. Our application is free. We are on the Common App. We're a rolling decision school, priority deadline December 1. You will receive your admission and initial scholarship decision in 2 to 4 weeks of your application becoming complete. For additional aid, we only require the FAFSA. Just a quick plug, it did open today. And our middle 50% for GPA is about a 3.3 to a 4.0 on a weighted scale. But the most important fact in all of this, we continue to be test optional. One thing to note there, that's also for our nursing program this year, which we're very excited about. I highly encourage you to visit campus. We're open for in-person visits if you're able to make it to Cincinnati, or check out our virtual offerings on the Making a Musketeers page, link at the bottom of the slide. It's designed especially for you as applying seniors this year. Should you have any questions or would like to set up an individual appointment, please feel free to follow up with me. I look forward to working with you, and I wish you all the best in your college process.
Thank you. So if you all have any more Q&A questions, please send them in right now. We have a few minutes left. If not, thank you all for joining us. Thank you to all of our presenters. When you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. Also, this is just one of many sessions being hosted, so be sure to check out the sign up for additional sessions at strivescan.com/Virginia. In about a week, you'll be able to find this session's recording as well as all of the other sessions recordings at that same website, strivescan.com/Virginia. Thank you all. I will give you about another minute to send in any Q&A questions if you. if anyone would like to jump on and address that, they can go ahead and address the Q&A question. All right, looks like we don't have any more Q&A questions, so thank you all again. Bye now.